So in today's Riding Rant video, I am going to try and clarify a topic that a lot of folks feel needs to be clarified, and this is one that's going to be a bit controversial, but the topic is, what are half-ton trucks good for? You know, a lot of people think I have something against half-ton trucks, even though I think time and time again I've demonstrated otherwise. Anyways, hang tight, I'll be right back. Okay, so in today's Riding Rant video, I'm going to talk about some of the reasons why you may want to consider a half-ton truck over a 3/4 ton or a 1-ton truck. And I know there's a lot of folks who think I have something against half-ton trucks because whenever I talk about RVs and, you know, what you should tow, what you shouldn't tow, what size would be adequate for a certain size vehicle, I oftentimes will say if you get over a certain weight or over a certain size, you should opt for a 3/4 ton or a 1-ton truck. And the reason for that is I think most people are more likely to overload the capabilities of a half-ton truck versus the other way around, right? So if you get a 3/4 ton or 1-ton truck, yes, there's a lot of people that will get a trailer that's way too big for those trucks, but it's less common. Most of the time, folks with half-ton trucks tend to underestimate how much a trailer can impact their truck, and that's the reason why they end up towing a really large or really heavy trailer with a truck that's not necessarily designed for it. But the entire point of today's video is to really focus on the things that I like a lot about half-ton trucks and some of the reasons you may want to consider a half-ton truck. So probably one of the biggest reasons you may want to consider a half-ton truck is a simple one. It's practical. Most of the times you may not need a 3/4 ton or a 1-ton truck for the size trailer that you plan on towing or the application you plan on using the truck for. It's going to be more than enough truck for what you need. For instance, if you don't plan on getting a heavy travel trailer, if you don't plan on getting a fifth wheel, and you plan on taking smaller pop-ups or just lighter weight trailers in general out, a half-ton truck is going to be a really good platform for that. With the improvements in towing, with the improvements in trailer management, and the ability for you to back up and maneuver trailers better than ever with some of the automated features that these trucks have, it really makes a half-ton truck great for a lot of these different types of applications. The second reason is going to be fuel economy. So you may want to look at a truck, but you don't want to have a gas guzzler. You don't want to have something that's going to, get 15 miles per gallon average or 12 miles per gallon average and even lower when you're towing because you don't plan on towing a lot, or the trailer you have just isn't that heavy. Whenever you get a 3/4 ton and up truck, you're likely never going to see 20 miles per gallon or even close to 20 miles per gallon in almost any scenario. With half-ton trucks approaching 30 miles per gallon and some hybrid versions going even higher than that, it's definitely a good time to be a truck buyer, especially a half-ton truck buyer if you're looking at fuel economy and if that matters to you. If you're towing, relatively light trailers, you're also going to see pretty good fuel economy even over the highway, probably in the 15 to 16 miles per gallon range, even with a reasonable sized trailer behind you. So if fuel economy is a big factor to you, if not spending that much on fuel but having a pickup truck is something that's appealing to you, that's another good reason to look at a half-ton truck. Now the next one on the list is pricing and availability. And what I mean by that is if you're looking at comparatively spec'd trim packages on a half-ton truck versus a 3/4 ton or a 1-ton, you'll find that the half-ton truck is generally going to be significantly less expensive if, again, you're comparing two equally trimmed out trucks, a King Ranch half-ton versus a King Ranch 3/4 ton, or a Platinum or Limited half-ton versus an equal trim package on the 3/4 ton or 1-ton side. Also, availability. You're likely to find the truck with the trim and spec package you're looking for in a half-ton variant because it's just a much higher volume selling vehicle. They sell so many more half-ton trucks than they do 3/4 ton and 1-tons combined that you can generally find the truck you're looking for at most dealerships, especially high volume dealerships. Now the next one is going to be technology, safety, and convenience features. Typically the half-ton versions of these trucks will come with the newest version of technology, safety, and convenience features well before the 3/4 ton or 1-ton variants of these trucks. So you've seen that with Ford, General Motors, and Ram, where the newest interiors, the larger interiors, the more technology, the larger the screens, the more safety features, and the more comfort and convenience features are typically spec'd into the half-ton truck before they're introduced to the 3/4 ton version of these trucks. Now the next one is off-road capability and performance, and this is primarily speaking of stock trucks. So of course you can take any truck and convert it into an off-road beast if you dump enough money into it and you do enough modifications to allow for it. However, in stock configuration, half-ton trucks tend to perform better off-road because of their lighter weight and relatively shorter wheelbase. It gives you the ability to have more of a nimble vehicle that floats across sand and mud versus a heavier vehicle that oftentimes can get bogged down. And that's typically because 3/4 ton trucks and 1 ton trucks have a slightly narrower tire with a stiffer sidewall, and that doesn't allow for it to flex quite as much. So even whenever you depressurize the tire slightly, half-ton trucks typically perform better in terms of off-road capability and performance. Now the next one is a big one because it's probably the main reason why people opt to get a half-ton truck over a 3/4 ton or a 1 ton truck when towing's not the primary concern, and that's going to be ride comfort. Ride comfort of a half-ton truck is going to actually be much more closer in line to that of a luxury vehicle or a luxury SUV versus a pickup truck that you might expect. Whereas whenever you drive a 3/4 ton truck or a 1 ton truck, they're typically going to have a relatively firm ride, and they're not going to be comfortable whenever you're not towing. And for the most part, I think people get over the comfort fact when it comes to 3/4 ton trucks. Most of the people are going to use the excuse that it's a truck and you should just deal with it. But the fact is, there's a lot of folks out there who want a comfortable ride. Those same folks might buy a Lexus or might buy a Mercedes or might buy, a Hyundai Genesis or some other type of vehicle that's designed to give you a really comfortable, luxurious experience. And if you're going to pay roughly the same amount for a pickup truck, you may want that same type of ride experience. So a lot of folks opt for half-ton trucks, again, typically if they're not planning on doing any extreme towing, or if they have a spouse or family that they're really concerned about in terms of ride comfort, because of the ride comfort, because of those luxury characteristics that most new half-ton trucks have and the comfort they provide. So that's a big reason why a lot of people consider half-ton trucks over 3/4 ton and 1 ton trucks. And finally, one of the biggest reasons to consider a half-ton truck is the ability to get out of it when you're done or when it's time for you to trade in for a new vehicle. Half-ton trucks are extremely desirable in the aftermarket and as used vehicles because they're always considered to be a truck that you can put to work, that will always be able to perform the function of a truck so long as it's in reasonable condition and you take care of it. Even though for a lot of people vehicles aren't necessarily considered an investment, if you use a vehicle to perform a function that you get paid for, then it's absolutely an investment. So taking care of your vehicle could absolutely reap return for you if you do it in a way that it's earned you money through its lifetime, and when you sell it or get rid of it, you're not necessarily taking a loss because you've recouped what you've paid for it through that truck's life. That's true return on investment. That's the type of return on investment business owners look for when they buy trucks for fleet vehicles, and it's really the type of return on investment I think most people are looking for when they get into a vehicle. They want to get into a new truck, they want to use it for its intended purpose, then they want to get out of it without feeling like they've taken a huge loss. So that's pretty much it for my list of reasons why I think half-ton trucks are probably some of the very best vehicles you can purchase. Aside from using them for heavy towing or, pulling trailers and fifth wheels that are outside of really what they're designed to pull, they are some of the most capable vehicles and some of the most well-rounded vehicles you can buy because of all the different benefits they offer you. And just a few of them I've pointed out in this video. Anyways, I sure hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you like these riding rants. If you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon.